A number of you have likely been to one of Grayson's parties. Most of you probably showed up at that party not expecting to become a VAG. Our next story is about a man named Brett. Brett showed up at one of Grayson's parties. Brett didn't expect to be a VAG by the end of the night. However, his fate was unfortunately not in his hands.
Okay, well, apart from the embarrassment, which we'll get to later, I basically ripped a couple toenails off. I was bleeding profusely from the foot. I couldn't walk for about a week with that, actually. That was really excruciating. I had some severe bruising and some damage. That was pretty embarrassing, but potentially dangerous and, you know, life-altering potentially. I mean, I squished him pretty good. One of those nights where you don't really expect that type of thing to happen. It just happens and you have to live with the consequences. Grayson had this great idea. We were at his house having a bit of a get-together. And we were partying, everything was going well, and then Grayson started mixing these drinks. I don't actually know what was in it. I'm pretty sure it was like fentanyl or something. We had this great idea to go climb up on a building and run around. Are you sure you really want to climb on top of the school? Oh, this is really scary. I don't know if I should be doing this. It was the getting down part that was the problem. So basically I was climbing down this wall and I was doing a pretty good job, and then suddenly my hand slipped and my toes dug in to the concrete. I can't hold on, I'm falling. And I basically ripped all the nails off my foot at the same time. Well, that was Grayson's fault, really. I think that I'm low enough on the wall that I can just gracefully drop down like a kitten. Fell onto a bike rack. I'm bleeding from the foot, my toenails are missing, and I've just landed like that on a bike rack. My neck and my toe. And then he makes me walk home across a field. Who does that? I don't have any toenails. How can you walk without toenails? I know how dangerous it is to climb up on things. I'm a grown adult. People don't do that if they're responsible at all. And yet I had this buddy of mine telling me this is a great idea. Come join me on top of a roof of a building. What was I thinking? That was just pure stupidity. I've gotten more comfortable with heights and with ropes and stuff, but I've always done it in a very, with proper training in a controlled environment and with professionals. And what Grayson had me doing that night was just, that was amateur. Well, first of all, going to a party at Grayson's house, that always ends in tragedy for somebody. Everyone's having a great time, we're all partying, looking around, hey, everyone's happy, you know, high fives there and big hugs over there, and you know, we got Grayson's big old boxing gloves out and everything was great. I'm the one that's got away lucky out of our group of friends. How would I avoid something like this in the future? First of all, don't leave the ground. The ground's a safe place to be on. Second of all, don't hang out with Grayson. Third of all, if he hands you a drink, you pour it out immediately. I have this irrational fear of bike racks, which, you know, some people might think that's a bit ridiculous and made up, but have you fallen on a bike rack before? Like this? But really, Grayson's just like dangerous. My wife was quite worried about me, actually. She expects a lot more out of me, and not only did I let Nicole down, I let myself down. Onto a bike rack, like that. And then, yeah, just like, oh, hey buddy, let's hang out next week. No, let's not hang out next week, we're done. So no, our relationship's a little bit different. I have to kind of keep my distance from him, because I know danger is always lurking.
So far, we've told you only stories of the humankind. However, the wrath of Grayson and the creation of VAGs by Grayson goes beyond those that live and breathe and walk amongst us.
Grayson's Truck, thank you for being with us today. We have some difficult topics to cover, and I hope that we can get through this and maybe shed some light and start the healing process with you. I know that you mentioned earlier that Grayson hurt you, and can you show me where he hurt you? Was it here? What about here? And lastly, what about here? Okay. Okay. How are you feeling? Are you... Okay, I see that you're crying. You know what? We don't have to do this now. No, thank you for being with us today. Yeah, we don't have to do this now. Cut it.
Unbelievably, or maybe not so unbelievably, the trauma caused by Grayson to so many people, and as you've just seen, things, warranted a certain need for a therapeutic getaway of sorts. Such a getaway happened just this past winter, a few short months ago, where a number of VAGs got together in the wilderness to share their stories, commiserate, understand that they had support for each other and that they weren't alone. That being a VAG, although lonely, was something that they could manage together. We were lucky enough to be there to film this experience.
You know, it's good for us to come out here every once in a while into nature and just have a little bit of time away from it all. It's a good opportunity for us to deal with our injuries and our some of the hardships we've had to go through mentally, physically.
Good? Yeah. No.
You okay?
I don't want to follow you again.
Dude, step out of it.
You alright?
Step out of it. He's not
We're
here.
good. We're good.
He wasn't able to come on the trip. He's not here.
Oh, yeah. I'm good. You're good. Stay with us. We're good. We're good.
You know, it's not really something that you'd expect a normal person just to live through on their own and keep it inside. We have to come out here and have a little bit of time away from Grayson.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, where's Will? I don't know. I told him to follow me.
Dude, you can't say that. That's a trigger word.
Oh no, I did it again.
Okay, well, let's go find him.
Oh, I hope he's okay. Will, what are you doing?
Grayson said to follow him. I gotta follow him. I gotta find him.
The bad man's not here. You
He
don't
said to
have
follow him.
worry.
I gotta follow him.
Dude, it's okay. Just hang out with us. We'll be okay.
No. No!
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we've told you 5 heart-wrenching stories. Heart-wrenching stories of VAGs that didn't start out wanting to be VAGs, but ended up that way. They've shown their support for one another, and they've really tugged at the heartstrings of all of us. In a real effort to show that we have support for them as well, I'd like you to seriously consider giving generously to this group. Victims Against Grayson, or VAGs as they've been commonly known, need the support of all of us. They need us to reach out, to touch them, to be a part of their lives. Please consider giving generously. The number's at the bottom of your screen, and we'd love to have your support. It's a great community full of great VAGs, and we hope that you'll join us. Good night, and thank you for being with us.
Yep. Action.
Are you fishing for a good deal? Well, come on down. Honest Rogers Used Medical Emporium. We have neck braces that won't give you an ache in the neck from prices. We have crutches. What size do you want? We got medium, We got large. We even got a cane. So you can walk and tell those kids to mosey on over and get some used medical equipment from Honest Rogers Medical Emporium. We have boots. How many boots do you want? We got 1, 2, 3. We have, what else do we have in here? We have ankle bracelets. We have leg things. We have water jugs. And the best part all is if you've been injured by Grayson, all of this 50% off, whatever you want, because we know that you'll be back. Grayson is our #1 customer. Actually, people hurt by Grayson is a #1 customer. And I know you and everyone here knows you've been riding with Grayson, you need one of these, and you need one of these, and you need one of these, and one of these, and one of these. And especially one of these, everything you need, everything. We got a special Grayson pack for you. Come on down and see me at the corner of, I don't know, but we'll be here waiting for you.